Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a beginner tutorial on these dotted chevron bracelets. These are really easy. They're only 2 steps and they're super simple, and it is segment knotting for you guys. This is a beginner tutorial, so this video goes a little bit more in depth on how exactly to make this bracelet. So if you have never made one before, you should be able to do this bracelet no problem. As always, I'm gonna have my FAQ in the description box, so if you guys have any questions, your question is probably answered down there, as well as all of my social medias will be listed down there if you guys want to follow me. If you guys do end up making this bracelet, please post it to Instagram and tag your girl in the actual photo itself, not in the caption, because I don't really see when I'm like tagged in like a comment. I see them more if I'm actually tagged in a post. The pattern I used will also be linked down below as well. Also, I did just create a second channel, so if you're interested in checking that out, it really would mean a lot to me, and that is also linked down below as well if you want to check it out. Anyways, let's get into the tutorial. To make this pattern, you are going to need some embroidery floss. You can get this from virtually any craft store or online stores like Etsy or Amazon. And we're going to need 4 colors to make this design. One color is going to be kind of your background color. You're going to need the most of this color, so make sure you have quite a bit of it. And then you're going to need 3 other colors to just be in the design of the pattern. So now it's time to cut our strings to make this bracelet. So I'm going to start with our background color, which for me is black. You are going to need 3 strings of this background color cut at a wingspan's length, which is equivalent to about 65 to 70 inches. I tend to do a bit longer just to be safe. And you're going to go ahead and fold this bundle of strings in half so that at one end you have your raw edges that meet. And then at the other end you have a loop like this. I cut one of my strings a bit longer because I am doing the stitched loop. You of course don't have to do this unless you are doing the stitched loop. I'm using my black thread to do the loop, so that's why this string is a bit longer. Setting this off to the side, I'm going to now take my next colors for this bracelet for the design. I'm using purple, pink, and teal. And for each of these colors, you are just going to cut 1 string that is a wingspan's length. So I have each of my strings here, 1 purple, 1 blue, 1 pink. I'm just grouping these together. And then the same deal, you're going to fold all of these strings in half so that their ends meet at one end, and the other end there is a loop. From here you can group your background strings with your colored strings just like so. You should have 12 strings in total with every single string bundled together here. You should have 6 of your background color and then 2 of each of your other colors. So from here you can go ahead and start your bracelet however you would like. I have a more in-depth video on how to do this if you are interested. I also just released my triangle ends for normal patterns, which you can definitely do with this bracelet. Also, the teardrop loop would work really well with this one as well. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and started my bracelet. I did do the teardrop loop. I actually haven't done this in so long, so it took me a minute to actually remember how to do it, but I think I got it, so we're good. Once you have started your bracelet however you would like, I am going to go ahead and tape it down so it is secure so we can make this pattern. This pattern is literally only 2 steps. It is so easy, so this is perfect for any beginner here. This pattern is also extremely similar to a normal chevron. So to set up your strings for this bracelet, you're going to go ahead and basically have your colors mirrored, but you're going to have the background string in between each color. It does not matter what order your colors are in, just as long as they are mirrored on both sides. So my string setup goes teal, black, purple, black, pink, black. And then here's the center, and then it mirrors. So it goes teal, black, purple, black, pink, black. So for this first half of the bracelet, I'm only going to focus on one side. So I'm going to take half of my strings and set them off to the side. And I'm just going to focus on the left side over here. This first row is going to be just a normal chevron row. If you've done this before, then this will be very easy. If you haven't, I will show you how to do a normal chevron row. We're basically going to be doing forward knots all the way down our line of strings using this outer string very first. So I'm going to pick up my very 2 outer strings here, and we're going to do a forward knot, which means we're going to start with our left string. We're going to cross it over the second string in line to make this 4 shape, and I'm going to take this tail here and wrap it underneath and through the hole and then pull it up. And then I'm going to do this one more time to complete my full forward knot. So as you can see, my blue string was on the outside here, but after doing this forward knot, it is now on the inside, and we have switched our strings basically. So I'm going to set this black string off to the side, and I'm going to pick up my next string in line, which is this purple, and I'm going to do another forward knot. It is the same exact process. Very simple. As you can see, as we're going down our line, our teal string keeps getting further and further on the inside. So this purple string I'm now going to also set off to the side. And I'm going to pick up my next string in line, and using my same teal string, I'm going to keep going over and doing my forward knots. So now my teal string went from being on the very outside to now being in the center. I'm going to repeat a very similar process on the right side of the bracelet. I'm going to start with my 2 outer strings, which in this case is my teal and my black. But this time, since we are on the right side, I'm going to be doing a backward knot. It's very similar to a forward knot, except we're just doing it backwards. I'm making a backwards 4 shape, but I'm still, pulling the string through the hole, and then pulling this up to the top, and then repeating it one more time. Now my teal string went from being on the outside to now being on the inside, and it's switched with my black string. I'm going to set this black string off to the side. Taking my same teal string, I'm going to pick up the next string in line, and I'm going to do another backward knot. I'm going to take my purple string, set that one off to the side, take my next string in line, do another backward knot with that one. Oh my god. And I'm going to keep going down my line of strings until I get to the center. Once you reach the center, you should have 2 of the exact same color in the center here. Since they are the same color, it does not matter what knot you do to connect these 2 strings because the knot will come out the same every single time. But my default is just a forward knot, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so now for our next row, I'm going to again start on the left side. Starting with my 2 outer strings, instead of doing a forward knot, we're actually going to start with a backward knot. So I'm going to start with my right string, and I'm going to cross that over my left string and do a backward knot. My strings have now switched places. My purple went from being on the inside to being on the outside. I'm going to set this purple string off to the side, and my leading string is now my black string. Picking up the next string in line, I'm going to now do a forward knot. These both were the same color, so nothing really has changed. I'm going to set the left one off to the side, and I'm going to keep working with my leading string, which is the right one. Picking up my next string in line, I am now going to do a backward knot. That was a mess. Now my strings have switched places. The pink went from being on the inside to now being on the outside. My leading string is still my black string. Alright, so once that knot is done, nothing really changed in our structure because they were both black strings. I'm going to set the left one off to the side. Taking my right string, I'm going to do another forward knot over my last string. Just like so. Now we're going to move on to the right side of my bracelet. I'm going to start again with my 2 outer strings. This time I am going to start with a forward knot. Okay. just gonna ignore that. So my strings switched places. My purple was on the inside and now it is on the outside. So I'm taking my leading string, which is now my black string. Picking up my next string, I'm going to do a backward knot. Nothing really changed in our string placement because they were both black strings, but I'm still going to take my left string because it's my leading string, picking up my next string in line, which is my pink string. I'm going to do a forward knot. My strings have now switched places. My leading string is still my black string though. Picking up my next string, I'm going to do another backward knot. And then for my final string on my right side is my teal string. I'm going to do another backward knot and get my string literally everywhere. Jeez. And then finally, to end off this second row, my two black strings are in the center. Since they're the same color, you can do any knot you want to connect them. Let's do a backward knot this time. And just like that, those are the 2 rows in completing this entire pattern. So basically, to restart this pattern again, you're just going to repeat this from row 1, which is like the normal chevron row. So we just start with our outer string, and on the left side, we're doing forward knots all the way down. Your strings are going to be different colors every time because our pattern is moving along. So don't freak out if your string, if like the colored string is not in the same place, because they are moving places. It's still the same exact knotting structure though, just different colors. Now on the right side, I'm going to do backward knots all the way down using my outer string. And then once my 2 strings get to the center, you can go ahead and just do whatever knot you would like to connect these. I'm doing a forward knot. But yeah, then again from here, you can just do the second row, which is like the backward, forward, forward, whatever. And yeah, that is how you make this really cool bracelet. Looks pretty sick. So guys, that was the tutorial. Hope you guys all enjoyed this and it was helpful for you guys. As always, if you do make this bracelet, please post it and tag me because I want to see your creations. But thank you guys for watching. I love you all and I will see you in my next video. Bye!